Hi, I'm Matt from Hoboken Horology, and today I have a Bulova Accutron 218. I've always been a fan of the Accutron watches, and I've always wanted one. I really wanted one of those Space View ones. But the price of those today is just ridiculous. They go for about $500 or $600. And this watch came up and it really spoke to me, and it's really important for me. And the reason for that is that this is what I call a retirement watch, because I believe some people get these when they retire. I think most of the time they're to mark a special occasion, like 20 years of service or 25 years of service. To mark 20 years of service or to mark 25 years of service. These watches are given by a company, and what they used to do would be they would go to a watch manufacturer and have them make these watches. This one is for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and that is the IBEW, and this is a union for electricians. And my father-in-law worked for this union, and my brother-in-law currently works for this union. So this watch is from somebody who was part of that union, and the logo for the insignia for the union is on the watch, almost like a subdial. And it reminds me much like how Nomos watches look, or older watches, how they have a sub-second subdial at 6 o'clock region. This is just like that, except it's not a subdial. It has a seconds hand, a center seconds hand. And this is amazing. This is the full package. I don't usually disclose what I've spent on vintage watches or what I've spent on watches in general, but for this watch, I was able to buy it for 130 Canadian, which is roughly $100. And this is great. I was able to do this on eBay with one of those. I put my max on the auction, just a few dollars over 100, and somebody at the last second tried to get it from me. They put in their max, which was roughly 130 Canadian, or 120 Canadian. Mine was 130, so mine went up. And it's funny, if they had bid on it a little bit earlier, maybe they would have went past my max, or of course, if they put a higher max in than mine, they would have grabbed it. But I'm so happy to have this watch. I have a personal connection to it. Though this isn't my father-in-law's watch, it has a personal connection to him and what he'd spent a good amount of his life working on and working with the people from this union. I have a couple. I have another watch just like this one. I have a few other ones that were given to people from workplaces. They usually end up in estate sales, or But this one, the old owner took care of it. This eBay account I got this from, they sell a lot of random things, probably again from like estate sales or something like that after somebody has passed away or something like that. So really the history on this watch, I have no idea. Maybe the owner just sold it because he didn't want it anymore. Maybe it was handed down to him. I have no idea, but it's an amazing watch. It's a great example, and I'm so excited to show it to you guys today and let you see what it looks like. So the Bulova Accutron 218 came with this great old pamphlet. It's got the 1967 limited little notice there. It's got a patent notice. Accutron guaranteed not to gain or lose more than 1 minute a month. It's pretty good. Setting the hands. Pretty awesome. So we've got this old Accutron box, and when we open it, this is such a cool. First off, the box has these like kind of rounded edges, which is great, and it has the listing here. When you open it, watch, the watch comes out from it. When you open it, it kind of like comes out towards you. I'm actually going to take off my watch now. this over here in frame. So I take this guy out. You know what really struck me is how hard this thing is. Like this thing is like a hard piece of metal that's been wrapped in this felt material. It's amazing because today it's like a little plastic thing that you end up throwing in the trash. And this is like this really hard like jewelry holder. Really, really incredible little box that I got with this. But here's the watch. And it's got a little bit of dirt on it actually. I have to just kind of clean it off. But it's a fantastic example of an old Bulova Accutron. It's still running and the time seems pretty accurate from when I said it last week. It's got one of these kind of Speedle twisto sizing bracelets. These are very, very common in the 60s, early to mid 60s. Every watch had these that were department store watches. A lot of them had these guys. I get a lot of watches that had these kind of bracelets. This one is specific to this watch. But it's funny because the case is such a unique kind of barrel-shaped case. It's not completely round. It's kind of an oval. I believe this is called a barrel case. In very classic Accutron style, they tried to hide the crown or put it in a spot that's not the 3 o'clock spot. In this case, it's in the 4 o'clock spot. They try to hide it, as I said before, when we were talking about the space watch or the astronaut watch, it's in the back of it. They try to hide the crown. But this is such a nice watch with the Roman numerals, the little pitted of lume that's in the hour marking indices. And what I will do for you guys is I will move the hands out of the way of that insignia. Let's get closer to see that. See how I was mentioning that it looks like the sub-seconds that you would find on a modern watch today, but it's so interesting because it has that fist that looks like a light bulb. I actually kept thinking it was a light bulb, but that's, I think, the point. And from there, the dial is, it's kind of like this brushed in one direction, kind of a gold-plated dial. It's got the Roman numerals, the pitted lume, as I said before. The Bulova Accutron, that's it. Bulova Accutron and the insignia. It's such a clean design. It's a great little dress watch. The barrel case has this like nice kind of surface, almost like a bezel kind of around it, because it's nearly bezel-less. There's really nothing around the crystal except for this flat surface here that's brushed, and then this is polished, and these edges are polished. It's funny, much like today, you would see this a mix of both brushed and polished to really try to. I really got to give this a hard cleaning. Maybe if I can get some hot cotton balls or something and really give it a nice cleaning. I haven't really cleaned this. I haven't really worn this. I took this out. I got this. I checked it out, and then I took it out to shoot this video. I buy watches like this to wear them as often as possible, but because this one is in such nice condition, it's going to become kind of like a dress watch, or it's going to become that special occasion watch that I wear. I know people have these holiday watches, and now I kind of have one. The only thing that would be better is if it was almost like an automatic or something like that, because then you can put an automatic away, not wear it for a while, and then take it out. This is an Accutron. It uses a battery. So I will have to wear it within the next upcoming few days in a row, just to really wear it out, because, it is a battery. And when that battery dies, you will need to replace it. But I didn't take any links out of this bracelet. It fits me kind of perfectly at a 7-inch wrist. And it's thin. It's very thin. It's kind of a dressy watch. Wearing out this bracelet, it would be kind of a shame because it is so brand new and unused. Really, it's almost like it's completely unused. It's funny, the whole bracelet stretches like that just to get it on and off. But yeah, this is a gold-plated case. And you can tell because the case back is stainless. So that's not plated, but the case is. And yeah, I've never seen a gold-plated watch in this kind of condition. It's amazing to me that somebody got this watch and put it in this box and then just never wore it. You know, it was a prized possession for them, and it will be for me now. Though I haven't spent that much money on this, I will probably be taking better care of this watch than some of my other more expensive watches, almost because this is really unique. And if I wanted to buy this watch tomorrow, I couldn't. It's not possible unless I find out they've given this to everyone after 15 years of service or a small number like that. And they were easy to find. But otherwise, I don't think I'm going to come across another one. And that's what makes it really unique to me. And it's one of the struggles of vintage watch buying is that if you find something you really like, it might be too expensive to repair it, or you may never find it again. So you have to just try to enjoy the watches, enjoy the pieces, and let what happens happens. And you know, only time will tell if you'll find another one, or what the kind of condition the watch will be in, or what bumps or scratches or nicks it might acquire over in the wear over time. But this watch is in fantastic condition, and this is one of the reasons that I still look on eBay every other day at vintage watches, and I look for good deals like this, because this is such a cool vintage watch. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the views, and if you have any questions about this watch in particular, I'll do my best to answer them. I have done a little bit of research. I found almost nothing. I have to keep researching and find out some more, maybe looking more so toward the Union and less toward Bulova. I can maybe find some more research on this, but yeah, it's really interesting. Thanks for watching.